Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Thursday, December the 5th, and we're here to look at the new releases that have been published in this week. And we look at different genres every day of the week. On Mondays, we look at cozy mysteries. Tuesdays, we look at mysteries and thrillers. Wednesdays, we look at romance. Thursdays, fantasy science fiction. Friday is Freeform Friday. And we look at whatever I want to look at. Typically, it is leftovers from earlier in the week. Hope you had a good night. Quick announcements. I do have sprints tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. They go for 2.5 hours. Right after that, we'll read chapter 5 in our Advent calendar read aloud. And after that, we call it a day. All right. So, fantasy sci-fi. Heads up. They like to throw in names that are sometimes hard to pronounce. So I apologize, a blanket apology. When I can't do those correctly. All right, the big one this week, Brandon Sanderson. Everybody's talking about it. They're trying to read the book before or reread it, which is over 1,000 pages. Wind and Truth, Book 5 of the Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson. It is 1,316 pages. 1,316 pages. That's what I said, Keo. Dalinar Kholin challenged the evil god Odium to a contest of champions with the future of Roshar on the line. Bless you. The Knights Radiant have only 10 days to prepare, and the sudden ascension of the crafty and ruthless Taravangian to take Odium's place has thrown everything into disarray. Desperate fighting continues simultaneously worldwide. Adolin in Azur, Sigzil and Vinley at the Shattered Plains, and Jasna in Thelena. The former assassin Szeth must cleanse his homeland of Shinovar from the dark influence of the Unmade. He is accompanied by Kaladin, who faces a new battle helping Szeth fight his own demons, and who must do the same for the insane Herald of the Almighty, Ishar. At the same time, Shallan, Renarin, and Rlain work to unravel the mystery behind the Unmade Ba-Adu Mishram and her involvement in the enslavement of the Singer race and in the ancient Knights Radiant killing their spren. The Dalinar and Navani seek an edge against Odium's champion that can be found only in the spiritual realm, where memory and possibility combine in chaos. The fate of the entire Cosmere hangs in the balance. Comes out tomorrow. I'm sure there are people who will be reading this, taking the day off, reading all weekend. The Last One by other authors have things out too. The Last One by Rachel Housel Hall. Lots of blurbage here. Thrown into a desolate land of sickness and unnatural beasts, Kai wakes in the woods with no idea who she is or how she got there. But we know her name. We can tell her. All she knows is that if she cannot reach the Sea of Devour, even this hellscape will get worse. But when she sees the village blacksmith fighting invaders with unspeakable skill, she decides to accept his offer of help. Too bad he's as skilled at annoying her as he is fighting. I would overlook that. As she searches for answers, Kai only finds more questions, especially regarding the blacksmith, who can ignite her body like a flame, then douse it with ice in the next breath. And no one is what or who they appear to be in the kingdom of Vindrith, including the man whose secrets might be as deadly as the land itself. That's categorized as romantasy. The Shadowed Land by Signy Pike. Signy is a name that runs in my Norwegian side of the family. Third in the Lost Queen. Kingdom of Gododin, AD 580. After defeating the Angles at the Battle of the Caledonian Wood, Langrith, her daughter Angarad, brother Lelican, and the warrior Artur mac Aidan are reunited, but all too soon fate pulls each back to their own path. These poor audiobook readers. Artur receives a mysterious summons from his father in Delreda. Langarith and Lalican return to Strathclyde with the dangerous former Bishop Mungo in tow. Mungo. Determined to maintain the fragile peace between the Christians and the people of the Old Way. Meanwhile, Angarad must travel deep into the shadowed land of the Picts, hoping to become the initiate of Briocan, a druid who practices the secret Celtic art of summoning weather. As they rise to their destinies, they are pushed to the impossible new frontiers, as each must decide whether they are willing to do what it takes to be the heroes their harrowing days demand. Very pretty cover. I give my stamp of approval. Good morning, Mary. Happy Thursday. Very windy and cold here in Virginia this morning. You said yesterday it was 17. What's it today? Glad I will spend most of the day at the library volunteering. Oh, yes, nice and warm, and there's probably warm drinks. And, of course, good books. The Kingdom of Deceit and Desire, Fey Destiny by Leslie O'Sullivan. Believing they've earned a place in the fairy kingdom of Tirnanog, Ayla, a folklore academic, and her time traveler soulmate Shaunak are about to, I'm sorry, I don't know how to do that one, are about to face the harsh reality that mischief and misdirection lurk at the very core of Fey bargains. When Fimbira, king of the Connacht Fae, confronts the pair on the threshold of his domain, he declares only Ayla, by virtue of her fairy origins, is welcome into his land of eternal youth. Desperate not to be separated by Shona, she agrees to a bargain with the wily king to grant the lovers a future together in the Fey realm. The only help offered in solving the royal challenge is from the sexy yet duplicitous fairy Robber Bright, arrogant commander of the host of 1,000 wings, which might be worse than no help at all. Now, with a looming lunar deadline and dark forces at work against them, Ayla and Shauna must time travel through the magical veil, taking part in Irish history and folktales to unravel the truths hidden in Finbara's enigmatic drinking game challenge. Lots of books pulling from mythology today. I mean, they do a lot, but this one is definitely being very obvious about it. End of row one. Nothing wrong with that. Rebel Blade. Hot today, 38, but the air is full of all the popular twirlies coming down from the trees due to wind. Looks like snow, but isn't. Yes. Davinia Evans is the author. This is third in the Burnished City series. Rebel Blade. Scion Velo has given magic back to the mundane, but with it, monsters of myth have awoken to cause chaos in Bazim, and of course, everyone's blaming him. Hunted high and low, Scion struggles against the rising tide of mystery, magic, and mayhem threatening the city that's turned its back on him. In the Flower District, Lady Sable has unleashed chaos, but in the avenues, Anid is desperate to keep her slippery secrets just a little longer until Zagiri can join the froth and frippery of high society. With scandal stalking the sisters and revolution rumbling anew, the best and worst they can do may not be enough to save their city. The alchemist must rise, or Bazim will burn. The Mirror in the Mountain by Dana Evan, second in the Mirrored trilogy. The only way out is through. With Eva trapped in imminent peril, Bash rushes to save her and take down the false king once and for all. Eva desperately searches for a way out of her predicament, even as circumstances beyond her control bring her back to the secret kingdom that once had been her home. As sides form in the forthcoming war, not all are eager to believe the false king, they thought vanquished, is still bent on taking control of the fairy realm. With enemies closing in and not even sleep safe from the nightmares that are all too real, the fate of the realm will come down to a race against time. Secrets from the past merge with the present as Eva struggles to unravel the truth that might change her fate. But will she be forced to choose between her kingdom and her future? Or was that destiny a lie all along? Excuse me. The Soldier's Key by D.K. Holmberg, 11th in the Queen's Blade series. After imprisoning the queen's sister, Zarin stands on a fragile line, knowing he must defend his choice, even as whispers claim she acted only for the good of Busal. Yet, the deeper he digs into her motives, the more shadows he uncovers, hinting at a threat greater than treason. When damaged ships return to Busal's harbors, bearing no answers to what happened, Zarin questions whether it was simple misfortune or if they were attacked. Zarin follows a trail of unsettling clues, each revelation more confusing than the last. But as he closes in on the truth, he realizes this power is not only older than legend, it's beyond control. Zarin must confront the greatest question of all. Will he protect the realm at any cost, or dare to become more than the blade that simply serves? I'm assuming this is called Coalfire by Robert M. Kearns, second in the Shepherd Security Services. Nevis Shipping handles over one-third of the Confederation's cargoes. It is a family company dating back to the earliest days of commercial spaceflight. It has a problem, a major problem. Persons unknown routinely raid Nevis shipments, very specific shipments. Low volume, high value cargoes disappear at least twice a month. There must be someone on the inside picking the targets. But when the latest internal investigation turns up nothing yet again, Sukol Nevesk takes a chance on a new security firm, Shepherd Security Services. Join Alex and company for their next adventure and find out what awaits them in Coalfire. 417 pages. Interesting. End of row 2. Proving Grounds, Annals of the Rune Guard, Book 1 by Tom Elliott. Dace Tolman's life has been overturned. One moment he was in his apartment, and the next, he and the rest of humanity find themselves in a strange world of monsters and magic. There is nothing benign about mankind's new home. The Proving Grounds is a world seemingly designed to enhance those worthy of its gifts and to kill off the rest. Every day is a struggle against the system and its creatures. Can Dace survive its challenges? Etc. A lot of blurbage. A lot of words there. Intellectual Property, first in the Earth Sent Families series by E.M. Foner. I'm always so impressed how well you pronounce strange words. My mind and tongue freeze up when I confront it with bizarre. I just charge on ahead. Scream and leap. That's my theory. In a new spin-off from the 40 books Earth Sent Saga, humanity's intelligence service tries to develop a covert branch by hiring agents unknown to the aliens, but keeping secrets from species with millions of years of surveillance experience is a challenge. Their first covert agent goes undercover as a bicycle messenger in an alien empire, but can he learn anything worth reporting? The Galactic Free Press is publishing its first book for the non-human market, and Bethany, the daughter of the paper's managing editor, is interning on the project. But she quickly learns that the alien ambassadors supplying the content don't take editorial direction. Jonah, the son of the director of Earthsent Intelligence and the co-founder of Instasitter, finds himself being pushed toward public service, though he'll have to balance the demands of family and his cooking show with a new career path. Okay. I guess after 40 books, you have a lot of world to explore. Royal Dragons, an epic fantasy. Kings and Dragons, book 1 by Marcus Sloss. And that is and Jace Cannon. Sorry about that. And that is a cover to entice the teenage reader. 839 pages. Woof. Warren is just a guardsman with a haunted past, eager for a new castle to defend. All that changes when he's summoned to the edges of the kingdom, where walls protect cities against the diabolical foes of the wildlands. His mission is simple: save the dragon farm he just inherited, settle down as a lord, and help his new city thrive. As a soldier who normally lives by the blade, he's out of his element, but up to the task, especially since tame dragons seem to like him. The thing is, there's more going on than a simple estate bestowment. Politics stir, assassins run free, and enemies of humanity raise their banners. Worse yet, Warren's past smashes into his present when others uncover his mysterious history. Will a scorned princess be his downfall, or will it be a horde of orcs? Or will a rogue dragon stop his rise to power? Warren doubts it because he knows he's meant for greatness, and he's not alone. With a clever dragon breeder, a savvy street seller, and a bonded royal dragon of immense power by his side, he might be able to save the world if his enemies don't finish him first. Those last few sentences were very contradictory. Bound by Shadows, a Towerfall novella. I don't know how many pages. By Kristen Cast. I do kind of like that cover. A night of wine and witchcraft spirals into a nightmare when Alara is pulled into the dangerous realm of Towerfall, where she's auctioned off to a dark, seductive stranger with a thirst for vengeance. Ronan is ruthless, his rugged exterior shielding a heart hardened by betrayal and consumed by a relentless quest for revenge. In his world, love is a weakness until Alara strikes a deal that ignites a fire within him he can't control. She'll help him destroy the woman who tore apart his family, and in return, he'll guide her back home. But under Ronan's intense training, Alara becomes more than just a pawn in his deadly game. She's an unwilling partner, but she's doing this willingly, so she is a willing partner. As Ronan hunts the woman who shattered his family, the fiery tension between him and Alara grows, pulling them together even as it threatens to tear them apart. Will Alara and Ronan's love be their salvation, or will they forever be bound by shadows? I include that because even though it's a novella, we don't know how many pages it is, but in fantasy with such big honkin' chonky monkey books, a novella could be like 300 pages. You never know. Hidden by Fate by Shannon Meyer, The Alpha Territories, number 5. A prophecy foretold of a journey across the seas could solve all my problems, but now I'm stuck between an old flame who wants to rekindle what we had and a jealous vampire who would take the other's head if permitted. Did I mention the psycho goddess Lilith stalking our every move, intent on killing us all? No. Despite our troubles, they started out as a cobbled together faction destined to fail is finally starting to rise to the challenge in the 5th book. We're hot on the trail of the gem we've been searching for, a girl named Jade, who is the next key to restoring the veil, which sounds like there was previous keys. If I can keep Raven from decapitating Maverick and myself from letting either of them make a fool out of me for love again, we just might have a fighting chance. House of Crimson Curses, a steamy vampire fantasy romance by Ruby Rowe. Yeah, now we get the vampires. 3rd, in Kingdom of Immortal Lovers. Once upon a time, a hunter broke a vampire's heart. I never did those fairy tales. As the trials for Songui City's throne reach their climax, Red finds herself at the center of a millennia-old prophecy. As the newly awakened Dampier, she holds the power to reshape the future or destroy it. Octavia Beaumont, driven by her quest for acceptance, must confront the painful truths of her past to secure her place as ruler. But as ancient secrets unravel, she discovers that the greatest threat may come from those she trusted most. With demons rising and alliances shifting, Red and Octavia face their greatest challenge yet, saving a city on the brink of chaos while navigating the complexities of love. Terminal Velocity by Joseph Conrad. When terrorists hijack Ganymede's defense satellites to strike a major city, all evidence implicates Ganymede Republic, though they claim innocence. DIA analyst Asher Cohen is tasked with uncovering who is behind the assault, only to discover hints of an even greater threat from a captured suicide bomber. Elsie Harper of the Ganymede Republic investigates a signal that could link the attack of a rogue splinter group. When the trail leads to a significant signal coming from beyond Callisto, she realizes that it may be the key to everything. Cohen and Harper are tangled between governments, revolutionaries, and corporate interests on the brink of interplanetary war. As tensions escalate, neither of them know who or what they're really up against. Last one. Lunar something. Lunar Interlude, a dystopian sci-fi adventure, book 5 by Plum Parrot. That has to be made up name. Juliet Bianchi has evolved from a lowly scrap cutter to a fully loaded, combat-ready dark side operator. Known as Lucky, she takes high-risk jobs for high-tech upgrades, like weaponry, super reflexes, mind reading, etc., that make her nearly invulnerable. Juliet is looking forward to some downtime to recover, recoup, and reunite with her mates from the space savage trawler Kawashi. But after a while, she gets that old itch she can never quite seem to scratch, to infiltrate and hopefully subvert the all-powerful WBD megacorporation that creates the AI that changed her life, and find out just what the hell she might be becoming. To do that, Juliet must assemble a team of expert covert mercs to get her inside WBD's formidable defenses. And to do that, she'll need the help of the last person she'd ever trust, Tanaka, the man who delivered a brutal beating she almost didn't survive back on Titan. No one ever said being a hyper-advanced, cyber-enhanced master spy thief warrior was going to be easy. No, they didn't. That's all we got for today. We made it. Hi, Emily. Just got to work. I know I missed Wind and Truth. We'll have to go back and watch that. My pre-order should be shipping today. Oh, I know you're excited about that. There is excitement in the air as tomorrow hits. Mary says, hi, Emily. Great to see you. Don't work too hard. Oh, yes. Mary Bitcoin is at, oh my, I sure wish I had a bunch of it. We'll cheer it on from the sides. It'll be fun to see how high it goes this time before it drops again. Well, that stuff is so scary to me. But I love that you're watching it. All right, so I do have sprints tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. They go for 2.5 hours. Right after that, we'll do our Advent Calendar Read Aloud, Chapter 5. We are reading Christmas at Glitter Peak Lodge, work in translation actually from Norwegian. That is set up like an Advent calendar, and that is on the spin-off channel, Tales for Bookeemonsters, if you want to tune into that or listen to the previous chapters. All right, hope you guys have a very good day. I have to run to the grocery store very quickly before work. Hope to see you tonight. Bring a friend. And Mary, have a good time at the library. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a Bookeemonster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.